It has been a bit of a crazy couple of days, to be honest. So last video, I was waiting for the internet. Yeah. So it was supposed to come between 9 and 11. Then I got a call to say it was going to be between 11 and 1. Anyway, at some point, I went for a shower, and literally, the internet, I got out of the shower and checked my phone, and I've got like 5 missed calls, from like the installation guy and the, what's it called? Like the company. And like it was literally like 5 minutes or like 10 minutes before the end of when they weren't going to come anyway. So I was like, oh well, I'll have a shower, and I left the door open so that when they buzzed the phone, I would hear them. But they didn't buzz the phone. They called me. My phone was in the living room, on vibrate or something, so I didn't hear it. Yeah, and so they just didn't come. So I phoned back like a bit later, and they're like, "Oh no, they're really tight on scheduling, so they're just not going to come now." So I booked it for the next day, but actually that had quite a big effect because I booked it for the next day, which meant that I couldn't go to the placement test for Ulpan Gordon, which I thought would be fine because I thought, oh, do you know what, I'll just go on Sunday. But they do it in the evenings on Sundays. And I start my training for my new job, which I have now signed the contract for, which I also did yesterday. I had a really, really random night. I was out for a drink with a mate, and it wasn't really that late. It was kind of maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 or 11 o'clock, I think, at night anyway. And these 3 people came over, and they're Spanish, and they asked if they could use my mobile hotspot, like, for to look for somewhere to stay, because they were meant to be getting picked up by a friend, but they weren't picked up by a friend, and because she's coming the next day. And anyway, so I was like, yeah, sure. And people sort of, when I told them the story, like, my phone has like Wi-Fi protection, for things like that, like otherwise you just never use it as a mobile hotspot. So it's protected, and they didn't have that sort of vibe about them that they were trying to do anything dodgy. Anyway, so I let them use it. And they did, and they couldn't find it anywhere. Also, the thing is that, like, when I came here last month, for a few days, I ended up, because of the internet, because I couldn't use internet anywhere, I ended up getting charged like 250 quid or whatever for my phone. So I know what it's like. And I know what it's like to get to Israel and think you're organised and then potentially not have somewhere to stay for the night. So anyway, because that's what happened on my first night here, really. So yeah. So they had a look, and they couldn't find it anywhere. And I was chatting to them, while we were there. And I just said, do you know what? I've got an extra sofa bed. So if you can use that, and there's like a mattress, like a sort of, it's not really a mattress, but like a mattress topper you could potentially sleep on. Yeah. So we sort of hung out for a bit, and we went and sat down by the beach, and I practiced my Spanish, which was nice. And we just sort of, I showed them like the sort of viewing bit with the sort of Port Jaffa there and the city, like Tel Aviv over there. And we hung out for a bit, and it was really nice, and they were really nice guys. And so so then they came back and they kicked on the sofa bed, 3 of them, on the little one. But They said it was very comfortable. But really random. Like, so anyway, and then that was it really. They got up in the morning quite late. Then the internet man came. They kind of got up when the internet man came. The internet man came, sorted the internet out. I have Wi-Fi. It's amazing. That was random. The other thing that I've been doing, I had my meeting with the Ministère de l'État, the Ministry of Absorption. It was a bit annoying, actually. So when I was going through the process of making Aliyah, one of the things that the Jewish agency and everyone said was, and like Nefesh B'Nefesh too, said, when they're talking about the Sal Klita, the basket, integration basket, I think they called it. When they tell you about it, they say, okay, so when you get to the airport, they give you X amount of money in cash. Then the next day, set up a bank account. When you have a bank account and you have your meeting with the Ministère de l'État, then they will pay straight away another deposit into your bank account. That's what they said. And then you get your first payment, like a few weeks later. That's what I was told by everybody, like Aliyah Fairs, anyone who spoke about this is what they told me. So I get there, and it turns out that I won't get the bank transfer one for 3 weeks, and I won't get the first payment for 6 weeks, because the cut-off date is the 15th. And it made me think, well then, why did you do the meeting on the 15th? If that's the plan, because like if I'd have done that, then it could have been done. If you did the meeting, because it was a big meeting with lots of people, not all Olim Chadashim. There was like people returning, and there's loads of different people who live in the country who are making Aliyah. Different people from different things. It's one of those things. People ask really stupid questions. Everyone else tuts. But yeah, that was. It's a problem. It's a problem because I budgeted accordingly, thinking, oh well, but I've got my thing there, and then I'll get the money for this, and I've budgeted accordingly to that. And now I'm not going to get that until February, and that's a problem. So I'm just going to have to, scrimp and save even more. They also don't tell you that when you go to the bank, or when you're Nefesh B'Nefesh, that you need to deposit 5 shekels or whatever, or 10 shekels into your bank account. I don't think anyone told me, but the bank certainly never told me, and I feel like they should have known, and they should have told me. So when I gave them my bank details, and the certificate and everything, the form, they said, have you deposited 5 shekels into your bank account? And I said, no. And they said, oh, then they can't do it. And I was like, so can't I just give you 5 shekels and you deposit 5 shekels into my bank account? Going, oh no, it doesn't really work like that in Israel. I was like, fine. So it's another annoyance, but it doesn't really matter, because if I can't get the Sal Klita until 3 weeks anyway, if that's how long it takes to be processed, then it doesn't really make a huge difference, I suppose. Anyway, so that's my job for Sunday, is get that in there, and then give the form in. So that was the absorption place. It was what it was. It was fine. Lots of hanging around, waiting in a line. I was really polite and let people sort of take tickets before me, because I thought that we'd be in and out in 5 minutes each, and it wasn't like that at all. But yeah, and then signed a contract for the job, so I start training on Sunday, so that's cool. That's pretty much been the last couple of days. It's been a bit mad, actually. But yeah, today it's Friday, so it's the weekend, and it's obviously Shabbat later. So I'm going to shul with Jan. He's going to come over for a bit. We're going to hang out, and then we're going to go to shul. And then I'm going to a Shabbat dinner at the with the LGBT Olim group that's on Facebook, who I've sort of chatted to a few times. So I'm quite looking forward to that. I've got to buy something because it's like a kind of bring and share dinner thing, and I'm not really a cook. Although, no, I don't really have like bowls and things. And I'm never going to make something and everyone's going to go, oh, that's nice. So they just, like, I normally just buy falafel or something, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find somewhere with something kind of sweet, like desserty type things. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Because desserty things are easy and you've got an excuse to buy them rather than bake them, I always think. So that's good. And so that's my Shabbat plans, but I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm quite looking forward to, meeting some new people and going to shul and seeing what it's like. And apart from that, though, I've got nothing to do, but I have Netflix now. So that is probably what I'm going to do. I've missed Netflix. I really have. Just TV. But I got home yesterday. I just can't work out the buses. I went out and then I tried to get home. I left at like 10 o'clock or something, and it's not that far. I think it's near where I'm going to be working, so it's like 20 minutes. But I looked on the map on the back of the bus stop, and when I walked down, they were like roadworks, so the roads were just not the same as the map. And I walked around for like, I don't know, like 40 minutes, like trying to find the right bus stop. And of course, the only maps were on that one that I first saw. All the other bus stops, there were no maps or anything. So I just had to kind of try and work it out. And then I got on the bus, I got on the number 1, and it usually goes basically past my house. And I was like, we were getting closer, and I was like, ooh, it's going to turn at some point, but, should I get off at this one, or should I risk it for the next one? So I did that once, and I was like, ooh, this is still kind of a good 8-minute walk. Maybe I should wait for maybe the next one. It's a bit of a risk. 50-50 chance that it would turn or it would go straight forward. So I sat there and it turned, and it did just turn. It like turned and it like drove for ages, and then I had to find my way back from there because my phone was off, my mobile was off, so I couldn't use Google Maps or Move It, which everyone here uses. It took me like 2 hours to get home on like a 20-minute journey. I'll work it out. I'll get there. I just don't, I'll get there. I'll know what my routes are and things, and it'll be fine. Because I can't afford any more cabs. Just can't. And then I came home, and then I put on Netflix. There's a new season of Titans that's coming out, and I put it on and literally fell asleep in about 3 minutes. So, but I think I must have done well. I think in terms of steps, I must have got my steps up. I bet I walked for miles, so that's good. Please don't keep me trim.